Namaste. Welcome back to Mindful Serenity Yoga, Waking Up in a Busy World, which is now for this purpose of these channels called Waking Up with Mindful Serenity Yoga. And I'm Nancy. We're going to continue answering questions from the jar. I'm going to do so imperfectly because I'm an imperfect teacher. I'm not here to teach anyway. I'm here to be a student and to learn what I'm studying. And I'm doing this mostly for my own benefit. They're only public because somebody asked me to, and it's with a little bit of trepidation that I put them up on public because I am not overly comfortable with exposure as of yet. Here I am, a yogi, trying to get rid of the me, scrape up the remains of it off of me so I can experience what it's like to be the true self. And I am noticing just how much this me is still attached to me when I feel the exposure of being up on the screen. It's not comfortable for me to be exposing myself when what I'm teaching, or what I'm talking about, not so much teaching, but what I'm talking about is something that I consider to be so important for all of us. It's just this idea of being exposed makes it challenging for me, and that's a good thing. That is a good thing. I'm realizing as I do these videos and feel this discomfort that it is a good thing. I am scrubbing the me away. It is the me that feels uncomfortable with the exposure. The truth is truth, and it's there, and it's just coming out, but the me doesn't like to be exposed. It still fears rejection and ridicule and judgment, and it's still very much a part of me. And I share that because I know that for most of us that me is still attached, and part of the me is this fear we have of not meeting other people's expectations. And I'm sure I'm not the only human being on this planet that feels that way. But I think it is good sometimes just to throw the me out there into the wolf pack to see what happens. To see if we can indeed lose our sense of beingness for the benefit of the greater self. I know that probably just sounds like rambling, and partly I'm probably rambling because I'm tired today and I may not be making a lot of sense, but I am going to continue with the answering of questions, do the best I can. I keep losing my timer. Sorry about that. I'm going to reach in just to make sure that I'm going to try to reach down to the bottom here to make sure I get a good question that I can actually answer. This is going to be a long one. I don't know if I answered the difference between Dharma and Karma already. No, I don't think I did. I'm thinking of something else. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to start the timer. Okay. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Wow. The question is, what is the difference between Dharma and Karma? What is the difference between Dharma and Karma? The difference between Dharma and Karma, I think, well, just by the sound of the word, Dharma, Karma, they kind of go together, right? They rhyme. Like Dr. Seuss could do a nice little poem about them if he wanted to, if he was still alive. Anyway, I digress. The difference between Dharma and Karma is very distinct, and again, I am not an expert here. This is just sharing with you what I've learned about the difference between Dharma and Karma. And of course, there's people out there that speak a great deal about Dharma, and that would be, the disciples of Thich Nhat Hanh in Deer Park Monastery or in Plum Village. Those you want to know a lot about Dharma, just check into their websites, and they offer these videos that are just amazing, helping us to understand Dharma, the Buddhist perspective of Dharma. And for karma, there are great teachers out there. I'm just reading a book right now from Zaguru entitled Karma, Crafting a Yoga's Guide to Crafting Our Own Destiny, or Crafting Our Destiny. And that's a great book on karma, and there's other karma teachers out there. I'm also, Vivekananda talks a lot about karma yoga, Sri Swami Vivekananda, in the great works of Vivekananda. And there's so many people out there that talk about karma and what karma is. So I'm just going to kind of regurgitate what I'm learning, and hopefully that it will be assimilated in me so I have a better understanding, and hoping you will too. But like I said, this is kind of a selfish mission that I'm doing here. Even despite how uncomfortable it is, it's still a selfish mission in the sense that I am doing it to better myself. So the difference, first of all, I think Dharma and Karma are intertwined, like, two threads making up a tapestry of life. Dharma has two meanings that I know of. According to the Buddhist perspective, it is basically just the truth. When a Buddhist teacher is said to be teaching the Dharma, they're teaching the truth. They're teaching what Buddha discovered and taught to his disciples about the Four Noble Truths, for example, about what life is all about, what suffering is all about, and the way through that suffering, the Eightfold Path, for example, and giving up our desires and our preferences. That is the truth. That's Dharma. The other word for Dharma is the yogic perspective, which says that Dharma is basically our right action and social order, in maintaining social order. So it's the things we do right. And that can be related to the Buddhist perspective when you think about right action in the Eightfold Path as it correlates with the right action that the yogis are talking about in order to ensure social order and in order to progress further into enlightenment. Karma, on the other hand, the word says that action, right? Karma is action. It's the cause and effect of action. We know there are three types of action: mental, physical, and energetic. The physical action is what we do with our bodies. What I make this body do. I make this body go to work every day, and am I refraining from killing things or hurting things, or in that sense. And what I say, is it wholesome or unwholesome? Then there is the mental, what thoughts, and I think the mental in karma is that the mental actions are what tend to create and accumulate most karma for us, according to the yogis, and that is, what we think and what we feel, and our intention especially is so, so powerful. We tend to naturally move towards what we are intending. So whether we are intending on a conscious level or an unconscious level, we need to be aware as much as possible of that reality, that we will be directed towards our intention. We will flow with the river. If the river's pulling this way, we're going to have a tendency to go that way. So we need to be aware of that. So mental action is where we accumulate a great deal of our karma. And then there is the energetic action, how our energies are flowing. Our energies, of course, I think in terms of Shakti, is it flowing? Is it open? Is the channel open, or is it blocked with samskaras? Am I operating under low energy, meaning that I'm negative and thinking negative things and feeling the effects of that negativity? Or am I operating at a high level with a free-flowing Shakti, experiencing life fully, experiencing the true meaning of love and all peace and joy and bliss? It also could refer to our, our Ida and Pingala and Ashushimam. The Ida is on the left side of the body, the left side of the energy flow, the feminine, moving with the waxing and the waning of the moon. And then there is Pingala, which is a masculine, more logical, whatnot, on the right side. And that actually correlates to some degree. Well, just going to say correlates with their brain, but I think it's the right hemisphere. Just kind of switched when we talk about hemispheres. Anyway, so that is our energy. How much energy is flowing is karma. So karma is said to be either accumulated or inherited, in the sense that it was allotted to us. So when we come to this planet, we are given so much karma that we need to work through. It could be from our ancestors, or if you're, I'm going to say from past lives, but you can take that with a grain of salt if you don't believe in reincarnation. But we have that ancestral memory in us, that collective consciousness, Jung called it. And it's almost attached to our DNA, so we have that to live out this. It's not punishment. It's just learning where, because it's the soul is sent here soul is sent to Earth in order to evolve. So how far has your soul evolved? How close are you to higher consciousness, to full awareness, to oneness, to yoga? And it's all about getting us there. So if your ancestors left off at a certain point, you're going to be, the rest of their karma is going to be attached to you, so that that's your allotted karma, so that you live it out. So you're born in a certain set of circumstances that will help you to burn off this karma. Say if you have a lot of negative karma to burn off, you may be born into circumstances that are going to be very challenging, so that you burn it off through the challenge. And if you already burned off, maybe your challenges are going to be less, because you've only got so much karma to build off, to burn off according to what you've were allotted from your ancestors. Accumulated karma is this karma that we accumulate in this lifetime through our actions and our thinking and our energy flows. So we really need to be conscious. We can't do much about what we're allotted other than how we burn off our karma now. And our biggest goal is to prevent us from establishing more karma or accumulating more karma. So the goal of the Dharma then is for us to get past our karma, because it's holding us back. It's not holding us back, it's more like prompting us to get to the Dharma, to get to the truth, to get to that higher understanding through right action. And so right action is going to help us not only not accumulate more negative karma, but it's going to help us to burn off the karma. So the more we do to serve humanity, for example, the more we do without any selfish intentions or without any attachment to the fruits of our actions, the more karma we're going to build off. And the Dharma is our goal. The Dharma is where we're trying to go to. The Dharma is this being the best people we can be, reaching that state of higher awareness, connecting soul again to soul, falling back into the seat of consciousness. You've heard all those terms before, I'm sure, and it's all about recognizing who we are at the deeper level. Not serving me, because me is often in the way, but recognizing that beyond this me and this personal mind that collects the karma, personal body that collects the karma, personal energy flows that collects the karma, is a karma-free state. And that is where we get when we truly realized and aware of our oneness and our connection to all. And that's what we're all striving for, whether we know it or not. Some of us do it in a very indirect way by thinking we have to utilize and manipulate the external world. And we think, with the intention of serving me, but the whole goal is, even when we think our intention is to serving me, there is a higher wisdom inside us that says, no, the me is just in the way, and what you really want is to go there. So we're kind of being pulled there because it's a universal intention to pull us there towards karma-free existence. But for difference, it will be different for all of us, how we get there, how we utilize our Dharma, how much right action we establish in this lifetime to help eliminate some of that Dharma, some of that karma. It's just all a process of basically how we react to the circumstances we're giving. Life knows what it's doing. We're getting the circumstances that we need, but are we reacting and resisting and struggling against them? Are we hurting other people because of our own fears or desires? Are other beings, not just people, all beings, sentient and non-sentient on this planet, are we destroying, or are we expanding and growing and assisting and loving and creating more peace and all that stuff through our right actions, which is the karmic action, in order to get to the Dharma, to the truth of who we are, and to this idea of higher awareness that is a part of our goal, whether we know it or not. So Dharma and Karma are intertwined, and they are both very important to our existence here on this planet. Whether you think yoga is woo-woo or not, just know that what you do has a ripple effect. What you think has a ripple effect. What you say has a ripple effect. What you feel has a ripple effect. What you experience energetically has a ripple effect. And it may get in the way of you reconnecting to your higher purpose or your Dharma. And that higher purpose for all of us, whether we know it or not, or accept it or not, is to get to that higher state of consciousness, to be free of this mind and this personal drama that has plagued so many of us and kept us down in their lower states. Relieving karma is relieving the mind. So that is what I have to say about that. As you can see, the timer is up, and I hope I made a bit of sense. Thank you so much, and namaste.